3 rounds in the World Series of Fighting featherweight division. And now, introducing on my right, fighting out of the blue corner of the decagon, this fighter's record, 9 victories, 3 defeats, 5 wins, coming by way of knockout. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 144 pounds, fighting out of Rocky Hill, Connecticut, making his debut in the decagon tonight. Please welcome Chris Foster.
So Foster will have his hands full with Almeida, who brings a professional record of 17-5, a lot of experience inside. And here is Jazz.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent across the decagon, fighting out of the red corner. His record, 17 wins versus 5 defeats, standing 6 feet and 1 inch tall, weighing 146 pounds, fighting out of Boston, Massachusetts, by way of Framingham, Massachusetts. Also making his debut for the World Series of Fighting, presenting the Spider, Saul Almeida.
A product of Carlos Neto Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Your referee for this contest is Big Dan Mergliata.
So with Dan Mergliata in charge, we are set to go. This one's scheduled for 3. Saul Almeida, Chris Foster. This should be an interesting contrast in styles with Renzo Gracie on the call. We are set to go.
Let's go, close that gate. All right, you ready, sir? You ready, sir? Let's go, fight.
But when Big Dan tells you to do something, you're going to do it, right?
You better do it fast. And it's amazing how both athletes have an unbelievable reach and height for this weight division.
Well, you see the speed that Foster came in with, but you're dealing with a guy like Almeida with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that he has high level. You got to be very careful, don't you, Enzo, about getting in close quarters with him.
Definitely. It's like both hit very hard, extremely big, like I was saying, for that weight division. And Foster seems to be blocking the takedown very effectively. He's working on his head right now.
Enzo, you've been around the sport for a long time. When you see a fighter that is new to the World Series of Fighting, what is the first thing you're looking for to impress yourself?
Athleticism, you know, what America believes. If you have a good athlete, you can make a good fight.
Look at this. Almeida goes for the takedown, went for the slam, and Foster holding him up. Gently set him to the canvas.
Let's see how effectively he can pass his guard now and try to ground and pound.
All right, take us through the steps. If you're coaching Almeida now, what are you telling him to do?
I'll tell him to stop, bring his hip up and start to getting up to make effectively. And the second thing I would tell him is to cut his head. That definitely has to get on your way.
Renzo Gracie giving barber techniques to Saul Almeida right now, who has the dominant position, but it's Chris Foster that's landing the punches.
Yeah.
Not even closing off the guard, but just controlling it.
If Saul keeps his head low like that, it's going to be hard for him to ground and pound or to pass the guard effectively.
Foster
he has to bring his posture up to be able to work in an effective way.
Foster has trapped the left arm of Almeida right now, and he's unable to posture up.
Big Dan already begun to warn him to look for action, because that gives the impression that you're stalling. You should be pushing that knee down now and be looking to step to half guard.
Almeida unable to pass, and Foster doing a fantastic job from his back so far, his defense. See Almeida trying to step over.
Definitely, he's trying to reach the half guard by stepping over his knee.
So the fighter they call the Spider, Almeida, unable to get to that half guard.
I can hear his corner screaming in Portuguese for him to pass over his knee, but he wasn't able to, so he's back in full guard. He's landing some good shots there.
You see Dan Mergliata on the verge of standing him up.
Yeah, that's the posture that he has to bring his back straight. You see how he's able to free his arms? If he's able to keep that, the posture, he's able to ground and pound much more effectively.
Boy, Foster did a good job of locking him up, though.
And if you realize he's bringing him out of balance.
Mergliata's seen enough. He's going to stand him up.
Let's go, box.
Foster was very effective in bringing his base wide by making hooks on his lower leg.
You know, everyone wants to see the sexy takedown, the big punches, the submissions, but I'll tell you, Chris Foster's defense on the ground was pretty impressive.
Yes, and he's giving a lot of trouble to Saul for that reason. He was still able to bring him down. Saul's shot was very effective and beautiful the way that he went in.
Went in and got the single. Now the question is, can Almeida make it stick as we come up on 90 seconds to go? This one's scheduled for 3. Chris Foster is back against the
right
fence.
over the knees. Look, he's looking for the mount position. But the only problem, he's keeping his head low. That prevents him from moving his hip forward.
Feel free to translate the Portuguese, some of it at least.
You see, bring your head up. That's exactly what they're saying to him in Portuguese. Bring your head up so you can work better attacks from there. Keeping the head low like that. Break again.
So Mergliata stands him up a second time as we are under a minute to go.
And definitely it starts becoming dangerous for Saul because he's doing the shots, he's driving down, he's using the strength to bring his opponent down, so he starts wearing himself out much more than actually his opponent Foster. So Foster now has a much better chance to knock him out. Look how his hands are getting in, look.
Hands.
And his shots are getting out of time now.
Wow, Almeida's in trouble. Well timed on the takedown, he needed a respite. Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, the shots start getting in, and now as the rounds progress, it's going to be a very hard fight for Saul.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1. Foster barely even breathing, mouth closed. As he survived that flurry from Almeida, we will go to a second round here in Connecticut.
That will make the whole difference on the second round towards Foster.
Chris, over there for the camera, your corner.
Well, Renzo Gracie sitting cage side. So, Renzo, how about the defense of Chris Foster? I know a lot of athletes don't want to train defense, but it came in handy here.
It's extremely important. It's important for you to keep because if you are able to survive, you'll be able to come back. You know, and we're going to see this now on the second and third round if this fight progresses all the way there.
Chris Foster 9-3, looking for his 10th professional win. And here are the punches. Nice little flurry there. Got Almeida off balance.
The punches are starting to connect. Look at the knee too. There was a little, he didn't know if he could throw the knee or not because he was touching, he had three points touching the floor. And after he got hit the first time, he brought it up too. He realized that.
I don't care if it's close, I'm gonna launch it.
Yes.
So the 3 points of contact was what Chris Foster was looking for. Technically a grounded downed opponent. And there are no knees to the head of a grounded opponent here, the World Series of Fighting.
Hold on.
So
Ready?
if Saul wasn't able to
Let's go.
recoup, it's going to be a hard round for him now.
So Almeida and Foster. Foster in the black trunks with the red trim. Saul Almeida trying to work out this problem. The speed factor certainly is paying off for Foster. He can get inside anytime he wants.
Definitely. And look how the shots from Foster are being much more precise and with more speed, more strength. And he's starting to connect.
As we get started here in round number 2, we check it cage side with Joey Varner.
All right, Todd, I was in the corner of Chris Foster, and they told him that all Saul Almeida wants to do is get the takedown. He doesn't want to strike with you. He wants no part of your hands. Control the center of the ring. Let your boxing go. Stuff his takedown, and you will walk away with the victory in this fight.
You agree with that, Renzo?
Definitely. That's the way that he has to fight. You can see that Saul's a little bit superior on the ground, and even though Foster was very naive in terms of still being taken down, he was efficient in the defense aspect of the fight. So he was able to survive efficiently, saving energy that he should be using now just to strike and get a KO right there.
Foster does a good job of keeping it on his feet, but eventually Almeida able to get it to the ground and a takedown. Now the big question is, can Almeida score enough points down here? Because in round number 1, he was not that effective on the ground.
Yeah, for sure Foster had the best striking, and he was actually landing better shots. Even though Saul had the takedowns and was looked like the dominant position.
Hook him in.
Man!
If you get a reversal, sweep. Sweep if you can. Give me a little short elbows.
Yeah, stay there, Sal. Stay up.
Keep him, Chris. Let's go. Little short elbows.
And if you realize Foster is locking his arms in a way that is able to stall the fight enough, so Big Dan will bring the fight up again.
Mergliata telling him he's got to work, keep busy down there. If he can't be effective here, he's going to stand him back up, and that plays right into the corner of Chris Foster.
Definitely. And his cornersmen are giving the right direction. They are telling him to bring the head up, drive the forearm across his face so he can posture up, so he can strike, he can pass the guard. Look at now, he's bringing his body up. That's exactly what his cornerman is saying to him. So he's being able to land more effective shots now. Look.
Interesting though, when he postured up, did Almeida, he just stood there and left his head be a target for Foster, who was able to fire off a few quick jabs. And you're not kidding about Almeida cutting his hair, are you?
No, I'm not. Look, it's always on the way. If your hair was good, it wouldn't grow in your armpits. Look how the shots are coming in very effectively now and giving Saul a hard time. And the tendency, if the fight keeps going that way, it's going to be a one-side match.
Foster connecting there on the left. Almeida fires back with a kick.
I'll be surprised if we don't have a KO in this match. The beauty is Saul is so long. He's able to reach. And now look, he lock his hands again. He probably will bring Foster down one more time. Look.
Oh! Chris Foster going a little WWE wrestling there.
Yes, we saw a little bit of Hulk Hogan right there.
So Almeida's got his head down that low. All the blood is rushing to the head. He's exerting so much energy. Meanwhile, Chris Foster's just sitting on his backside, just letting it play out.
Yes, he's playing the smart man game, you know. And now Saul was able to reach, I believe, the half guard, the full path. He passed the guard. Now he's trying to mount. Look at that, but he's still with the head low.
Still low.
So now Foster lock his head with his arm going under his armpits. Look, so it becomes almost impossible for Saul to start striking. He's completely out of posture.
Foster just locking him up.
Now finally he freed his head. He has the full mount. That's an interesting moment. 44 seconds to go.
But it's Almeida going back down. Now, chest slams, posturing up, elbows,
his corner is screaming, you have 30 seconds to finish this match. You gotta give everything now. They know further this fight goes, more dangerous it is for Saul. Look, his full posture now, but he becomes hard to see to strike. Look at the takedown. Wow, beautiful takedown. That's what happened when you end up getting tired. So, look at
Foster showing that he is not just a striker.
Yes, tough last 10 seconds.
And it looks like Almeida is going to survive for a third and final round, but kudos to Chris Foster.
That's going to be a very interesting third round now.
No. Look at me. Breathe. 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 Deep breath. Control your breathing. Look at me. Deep breath. Control your breathing.
Let him play your game. I want you to take him down, and I want you to choke him. Okay?
Chris, this kid does not want to be here. Look at me. Out. Do you understand? You can out.
All right, here it is one more time. How about this? Almeida goes for the takedown, but it was Foster that got it.
Was a Hulk Hogan's move back in the day. Beautiful, beautiful reverse.
And you talked about at the end, he was so fatigued, it looked like Almeida had nothing, and Foster, instead of just riding out the round, he goes for his own takedown.
Definitely, it was a beautiful takedown. And right now, his corner is actually telling him to punch 1, 2, 3 and shoot for a takedown. So in reality, as his endurance is much better than actually Saul's, they are telling him to now finish him, to go for a submission, look for a choke.
So it's Chris Foster, Saul Almeida, 3 rounds. We have reached the third and final here in the featherweight division. As we get started in the third and final round, we check in with Joey Varner.
Todd, I'll tell you what, it's funny when I'm listening to Almeida's corner, I swear I'm hearing Renzo's voice because they're saying exactly what Renzo was saying. They're telling him you get this fight to the ground, but you're letting your opponent control your arms and control your head. You gotta free this, you gotta posture. Once you're postured, you can play your game, you can rain down some vicious ground and pound, but you gotta posture when you get this fight to the ground.
Just like I heard it from Renzinho.
And if you realize now, Foster is completely fearless of Saul's hands or kick or shot. He's completely confident, look, that he can be at striking range, throwing bombs. Look, he not even blinks when his opponent's throwing his hands. beautiful half of blocks, but he's still, because of the length of his arms, he's able to lock on the back. So it's always a difficult situation to escape from being taken down. Look, he's down on his floor. Both hands are locked behind his hips, behind his thighs.
No question
And
that Almeida
he's already across side.
No question that Almeida can get the takedown. The big question is, can he do anything with it once he gets Foster to the ground?
Yeah, and now he has 3 minutes and 37 seconds to finish, to look for a submission.
Well, Renzo Gracie, we have seen stranger things in the world of MMA when the fighter's been dominated for 2 rounds and they come back in the last minute or two because of the jiu-jitsu.
Believe it, I had my arm broken 17 seconds for,
and
for
you
a
had the
fight
win.
to finish, and I was certain that the victory was mine. This is a surprise box. Anything can happen.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go, this is the 3rd and final round. That is Saul Almeida right there in the black and white trunks. He has been on the defensive, although he has had multiple takedowns on Chris Foster. But it has been Foster that has been able to score the most points, and right now just does not look like to be in that much distress.
Just got the mount. His corners are telling him don't stop hitting. Hit so it can score a lot of points. He's looking to score the highest to win this round. If I was in the corner, I would be actually telling him to look for submission.
Boy, Foster is strong.
It is very slippery. Look at that. He's out of there. He just reversed out. He escaped the mount. We call it through the back door. He went behind his arm, reversed it. Now he has his back. That's exactly what his corners do. They look to finish. Look for a choke. And Foster is doing exactly that. Now he's believing that he can finish his opponent, even though everybody believed he was a better grappler. As both hooks in.
I'll tell you what, this is what the Future Champs program is all about. You're seeing some stars of tomorrow, and Chris Foster really opening up some eyes right in front of WSOF President Ray Sefo and Ali Abdelaziz, the matchmaker. They're getting a front row view of what Chris Foster can do.
Very athletic, extremely calm, and with a little bit more time, he will become, for sure, is a rising star. We're going to see him shining a lot here at WSOF.
Here it is one more time. Almeida just not posturing up in this position.
He's probably very tired now, and it's difficult to look for something efficient, like in terms of winning the match. We have 1 minute 14 to go, and he can't bring his head up.
The pride of Rocky Hill, Connecticut, Chris Foster doing a fantastic job here in the 3rd and final round, trying to hold off Saul Almeida for the final minute here and picking up a victory.
Keep busy there, Sal.
Well, I agree with you.
Very
Almeida
exciting fight.
looking to trying to stay busy, but he looks completely gassed.
Yes, even though you see that he has the right idea to try, but his body is not following anymore. And now Foster is looking for an arm lock from the guard. Beautiful defense by Saul by placing the knee between them. They're up again.
Hands up, hands up. Let's go fight.
So Almeida works so hard to get that takedown, and it's Foster going back to probably where he's more comfortable in the striking position. Final moments. And what a finish as
Beautiful
Chris
fight.
Foster fires off a straight left. Almeida and Foster go the distance here in Connecticut. Well, the word is in. We now send it inside the cage. Jazz Sakuro has the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we will go to the judges' scorecards, and they have given us a split decision. Judge Doug Crosby scores at 29-28 Foster. Judge David Torelli scores at 29-28 for Almeida. And Judge Eric Colon scores at 30-27 for your winner by split decision, the Spider, Saul Almeida!
Well, Renzo, when you let it go to the judges, these things happen.
It can always happen. But one thing that is important to call, he allowed himself to be too much in a bad situation. On the bottom a lot, and having him striking when he could in dominant positions, you get refs who don't know what they're talking about. And that's
Well, let's go back and look at the highlights, and the fans here inside the Grand Theater are a bit shocked as the result comes in a split decision for Almeida, and most of the highlights go to the blue corner, Chris Foster.
even Saul was surprised.
Yeah. Round number 2, more of the same. Almeida does get the takedowns, and it seemed the officials wanted to reward the takedowns. But the standing game certainly went the way of Chris Foster. How about that? Not enough points on the Hulk Hogan takedown, Enzo.
Yeah, the refs didn't see it like we saw it. Look at the escape from the back door there. It's extremely hard to apply this. Look at, he's out of there. Beautiful mount escape.
And your winner, the Spider, Saul Almeida, in a split decision win over Chris Foster.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.